Hoi An. It's known as a beautiful town with Oriental and French colonial architecture, situated on the Bon River. Amazing temples and heritage-listed buildings sprawl out through its streets, which you can bicycle down during the day. But we came here for the delicious and heavenly Cao Lau noodles, which are magically sourced from an ancient well outside of town. That's not it though. Hoi An is more than just noodles, mystical Japanese bridges and adorable puppies. While it's a fantastic and sleepy little town during the day, at night the streets close, the lanterns colour the grid, people flood in, and the town gets a little bit more magical. Backpackers ride on the streets when there's clearly not enough space. I think I mentioned the lanterns. Vendors sell tacky merchandise that might hit you in the face. Still, you'll want to buy whatever nearly just blinded you. You walk back and forth over this brightly lit bridge. The locals have way more fun than you, because you're trying to be respectful. Traditional dancers twirl their beards and pull mad kung fu stances. There's lots of alleys, and the boat ladies haggle, and haggle a little more. More beautiful lanterns, and a Christmas tree in September. Welcome to Hoi An.
My name's Tim. I've just arrived in Hoi An in Vietnam, and Hoi An is known for a dish named Cao Lau, which is it's a noodle dish. It consists of leafy greens, sliced pork, and of course the Cao Lau noodles themselves, which is quite delicious. It's sort of a smoky, crispy kind of udon noodles, and everybody has their own take on it. So we are going to sample a number of different places and try to come up with the best one. So we're going to eat these Cao Lau noodles for the next 2 days.
The facade of simple bar and restaurant wasn't kicking any goals, but a little roadworks didn't bring down the delicious taste of its noodles. Covered in peanuts, chili and lime, the noodles really hit the spot. The salty stock that accompanied the dish also worked perfectly. The one flaw is to some a possible perk. There was too much delicious noodles and not enough other ingredients. Our next location is Morning Glory, which is up the high end of Cao Lau noodle dining. The decor was nice, the menu looked great, the aircon was blasting, but I was there for one simple thing, a bowl of tasty noodles. Now this bowl delivered on a few aspects. The pork, which wasn't plentiful, was very yum, and the coriander mint lettuce salad was nice and fresh. Also, the rice cracker was unique, but once you get past those aspects, it wasn't great. The broth was too sweet and safe, noodles were too wet, and didn't have the right texture. For what you pay at Morning Glory, you would at least expect some chili jam or other condiments. I believe the extra 40,000 dong you pay is for the aircon and first world comfort. Down by the river, you have some scrumptious little eateries that serve you noodles, other dishes, and also a great rat spotting ambience you can't find anywhere else. We chose Han, and the price was right. The barbecued pork and pork crackling was spot on. Plus, they give you some condiments to boot. The salad was fresh and crispy. The broth gave it this sweet and savoury flavour, so it made this bowl a very simple but effective treat. Only cons were the sprouts didn't have that crunch, and it's a snack-sized portion. To be honest, this is the bowl that spawned my love for the noodles, so that may affect my judgment. Angkom Nyun Tinya. I hope I pronounced that right. But anyway, at this little shop, to accompany your Cao Lau noodles, you can have chicken, beef, pork or shrimp, which is great because a lot of people don't dig on swine. The lady was super nice and served up what looked like a super tasty bowl of Cao Lau. There it is. I got pork and beef, the latter being awesome. The noodles were soft and buttery. The broth was subtle with not much soy, and the ingredients were fresh because you're sitting in the central market. Chili jam was delectable, although a touch on the salty side, but nothing's perfect. Also, the bean sprouts were blanched and didn't provide that needed texture. Another hard name to pronounce, but I'll have a crack. Kongjian San Cao Lau. Perfect. Now this is one of the first places that pops up when you search online, so naturally I was hoping for a flipping outrageous bowl. The price was great, plus I got a cheeky beer. Honestly, this was exactly what you want in a serve of noodles. Everything was portioned out perfectly. They were coughing up chili jam. It was a nice sweet sauce. Salad was fresh as a sapper morning. Pork crackling and sprouts were laying down the crunch, and the mint just worked. Overall, it was stupendous. Only downfall was it was a bit too sweet, which if you're into, is an upside. The noodles also sat very heavily, but this is the fourth bowl of Cao Lau sitting in my stomach. Across the river in the boozy district, you have For You restaurant and bar. Nothing cheap, nothing fancy. It has more of a bar vibe to it, and if they weren't pumping old mate Eddie Sheeran, I would have really enjoyed the view of the river. Back to the food. Now the salad and crunchy sprouts were in top form, but instead of the pork crackling, they put prawn crackers, which was a bit meh. The broth was sweet but bland. There was no chili and condiments, but what I do have to say though, is that they hit a home run with the noodles. Oily and wet inside, and that slight barbecue char on the outside. Not a bad bowl. After eating one too many bowls of noodles, I had to ponder. Then ponder a little bit more. Then finally ponder for a couple more hours.
So the quest for Cao Lau has finished. It's been a treacherous path, but we've gotten to the end. It's been quite torturous. It's like that film Old Boy, just eating dumplings over and over and over and over again. But at least I didn't get kidnapped for 15 years. That's a bonus, you know. Look, I'd also like to state that I'm not the Pope of Cao Lau, so my decision is not final. You know, it's just stupid to say that there's not a better Cao Lau out there. So, brings me to say that my favourite Cao Lau for our trip in Hoi An was indeed the Cao Lau that I had in the market. It was just, I believe it was called Hang Pong Nguyen. I can't actually remember. We'll put it down the bottom there for you. My Vietnamese is horrible. Look, it was the freshness. It was straight from the market. It was the choice of meat. It was really refreshing. It just set it apart. It was, gave me the freedom to really go, yeah, this is the best. This is the best Cao Lau. Plus, if you don't like that specific stall in the market, there's a million others. There's so many stalls there. It's their own little spin on Cao Lau, like just so much opportunities, basically. Yeah, so if you want to start your own quest for Cao Lau in Hoi An,
my advice is to start at the market. It's the best beginning you can have. So thanks for watching, guys. Love ya. Subscribe. Don't be a Nazi.